Welcome to the Ashenborne Archive. This record is preserved. Begin. Ashen Lexicon. Entry 1. Arcane Spellbook of AshenReach. EmberVeil. Not every fragment recovered from AshenReach is a history. Some are stranger than testimony, older than law, and more dangerous than memory. They are not accounts of what happened, but instructions for what may still be done. These fragments belong to the Ashen Lexicon. The lexicon is not a single book. No complete volume has ever been recovered. What survives exists in torn parchment leaves, scorched vellum, tablets, monastery scrolls and pages copied by hands that trembled before the ink dried. Some entries describe spells, others resemble prayers, battlefield rites, diagrams, or warnings disguised as doctrine. To read from the lexicon is to study the hidden grammar of AshenReach, how power is shaped, borrowed, paid for, and survived. The archive does not present these excerpts as instruction, it presents them as evidence. Every spell preserved in the lexicon carries a cost, and most were written by cultures desperate enough to pay it. The first recovered excerpt concerns EmberVeil, a rite associated with the fire monks and forgers of Kurogane. In common speech, EmberVeil is often mistaken for a flame spell that is inaccurate. Flame is only the visible symptom. The true work occurs within the caster. When invoked, the spell draws heat through breath, blood, and will, wrapping the body in a thin mantle of ember smoke. Witnesses describe the veil as a second skin of orange light clinging to armor seams, fingertips, weapon edges, and the mouth of the caster. It does not burn outward at first. It gathers, then fear dissolves. Not fades, not softens, dissolves. The caster feels no hesitation, no trembling of the hand, no instinct to turn away from pain or death. Doubt is sealed beneath the veil. Panic is smothered. The mind becomes narrow, clear, and terrible. Every motion sharpens, every wound becomes distant, every heartbeat sounds like a hammer striking iron beneath the ribs. It was not created to make warriors invincible. It was created so duty could survive the moment when courage failed. Under EmberVeil, the body is strengthened beyond its natural boundary. Strikes land harder. Footwork steadies. Pain is not erased but delayed. Blood loss may be ignored long enough to finish a duel. Torn flesh may be sealed shut as the veil cauterizes wounds from the inside outward. The spell may also be shaped through breath. A trained caster can exhale the gathered ember force as a short, violent plume, burning the space before them in a flash of living heat. Others channel EmberVeil through weaponry. Blades glow along their edges. Spears leave brief lines of fire in the dark. Hammers strike with sparks that cling to bone and armor. But EmberVeil was never considered safe. The rite does not destroy fear, doubt, pain, or grief. It postpones them. When the veil dissipates, everything held back returns at once. The caster is struck by the full weight of what the spell concealed. Pain floods the body. Fear comes rushing back with interest. Doubt follows. Exhaustion descends like wet ash. Warriors who stood unshaken beneath EmberVeil have been found, afterward curled against the ground, sobbing into burned hands, unable to remember how many enemies they killed, only how afraid they should have been. This is the true price of the spell. It does not grant bravery, it creates debt. Kurogane masters warned that EmberVeil should only be cast when the battle must end before the caster does. If victory has not arrived by the time the veil breaks, the practitioner becomes vulnerable to every emotion, wound, and weakness they denied. Some died from pain that reached them too late. Some survived the field only to lose themselves afterward. There are accounts of failed monks who became addicted to the clarity. They sought EmberVeil not for battle, but to escape ordinary fear, sadness, and doubt. These practitioners burned themselves hollow in slow rituals, each casting, leaving less of the original soul behind. Their eyes glowed in darkness, their breath smoked in sleep. The Kurogane scrolls name this condition the Cinder Mind. In later centuries, variations of EmberVeil spread beyond Kurogane. Duelists carved its sigils beneath breastplates. Exiled knights painted ember glyphs across their tongues. Grave wardens invoked it before crypts where fear itself was said to hunt in the dark. Yet all surviving traditions agree on one warning. EmberVeil must never be cast in arrogance. The spell strengthens resolve, but it does not create wisdom. A coward may survive through it. A grieving soldier may finish one last task through it. A doomed guardian may hold a gate long enough for others to flee. But a proud caster will burn cleanly and call the flames blessing. When the veil lifts, the caster must meet everything they delayed. And AshenReach always collects what was owed. The archivist has authorized a restricted offering for listeners of the audio codex only. The world of AshenReach also exists as a physical trading card game through collectible Ashenborne Archive relic cards and booster packs. For a limited time, listeners may receive an additional sealed booster pack through the sigil code CODEX. To claim the offering, add 2 single booster packs to your cart at AshenborneArchive.com, then utilize code CODEX at checkout. Ordering instructions and all archival links may be found within the show notes. The archive remains under excavation. Its fragments exist not only within this audio codex, they have taken physical form as a collectible Soulslike trading card game, carried, exchanged, and engaged in ritual duel beyond this place. Those who would hold the relic fragment cards may seek them at AshenborneArchive.com. The archive's presence endures across the outer channels. Seek the social archives listed in the show notes. Follow if you would continue, or remain and forget.